What's most important in putting? Start direction, distance control, or green reading? And what should you focus on to make more putts? To answer this, we'll use the Putt Analyser in the Golf Analysis Toolbox. This page is found by first going into putting, and then here it is. With the first 4 sliders, we can set the specific putt that we want to look at. We will look at the 3-meter putt with green speed of stem 10, side slope of 2%, and elevation of 0. The slope error slider tells us how much we will miss a putt for a misread of 0.5%. If we have a larger misread, we will miss the putt with more, and at around 0.3, we will just miss this 3-meter putt. Similarly, for speed, you see that we will miss the putt at just around 8%. This simply measures the percent difference in rollout distance to the target rollout distance. And for direction, we will miss the putt at around 0.9 degrees. But to be able to compare these, we need to know what error is to be expected. And to see this, we need to change to the metric standard deviation. This we can do by pressing the menu button up top right, and then going over to graph type of make rate. Now we instead get make rate for a set of standard deviations. These you can very easily find by doing different tests in the app, but to continue the analysis, we'll use my standard deviations. For slope, my standard deviation is about 0.45, and this would give me a make rate of 44% for this 3-meter putt. For speed, we're looking at a standard deviation of 5%, which would give a make rate of 85%, which is considerably higher. And direction, about 0.5 degrees, which also gives a make rate considerably higher than slope. So for this specific putt, with my standard deviations, slope is a lot more important to both speed and direction, and speed and direction are relatively similar in importance. But if we take all of these standard deviations which I have, and then look at different putts, so if we take short putts with less break, we will see that direction is more important than speed, and for longer putts with more break, we will see that speed is more important than direction. And now the very last thing we will do is see how we can compare this make rate to a PGA Tour average make rate. All that we have to do is first set a PGA Tour average equivalent putt. That we do by switching the stem to 12, slope to 1.5, elevation to 0. In our case, we'll look at a 2.5-meter putt. With my standard deviations, we get a make rate of about 45%. Then we can see PGA Tour statistics here. So for 2.5 meters, the average make rate is about 48%, and the best are looking at 53%. So to get to those statistics, we can see how much I need to improve at these specific categories. So for slope, if I improve it to 0.4, I'm right at the average make rate. If I improve it to 0.35, I'm at the same numbers as the best putters on tour. For speed, we can see that when I'm improving this, it makes a very small indent to the make rate. Similarly, if I improve direction. What this means is that no matter how good I get at hitting putts, even if I hit every putt absolutely perfectly, I won't be able to get to the make rate of comparable to the best putters on tour, simply because my ability to estimate the slope isn't good enough. So, moving forward, it is very clear that a part of my putting that I need to work most on is slope. And by doing different tests in the app, you can very easily find which part of your putting you need to work more on.